All right, this is not no Creed story. This is based off a true story. Carissa T-Bone Shields. This is okay. This is Japan, but we're talking about London 2012. Does she win the gold medal? Yes. But what is happening with her backstory and her future? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing The Fire Inside. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. I kind of already told you. Carissa T. Rex Smith. I always want to say Smith. It's Shields. And her story from her training with her trainer, as well as getting the gold medal, and then trying to figure out what she's going to do after her gold medal. Because once she gets to Flint, Michigan, she realizes, I'm not getting money. I'm not getting sponsorships. And it's because no one wants to see women boxing. No one really cares about women's sports. It's one of those things, too, is when you do watch the Olympics, you realize how many random events there are. Skeet shooting, boxing, random gymnastics. You have other sports you're like, wait, that's this thing in the Olympics? Really? And, recognition isn't going to be for all the sports, and that's okay. But her, she deserves it because she's just a badass mofo. And this talks about the struggle of, back in Flint, Michigan, her as a person, her and the family, and her and her trainer. So, of course, you could tell from my attitude and my emotion with this movie, I really dug it. It had the right angst. It had the right oh shit moments. It had the right ooh what's going to happen moments. And yes, the third act might be a little bit wishy-washy with where some of the character developments are, and it kind of just skips through things really quick, and it kind of says, oh, she's going to go to Colorado, to the training facility in Colorado Springs to train for the Rios in 2016. That's where the kind of the movie stops. And it does a little bit of flashes of what is actually occurring. But her and her family, especially with her dad, the trainer and her dad, her and her, sister's kid, her and her brother, her and her sister, her and her mom, it felt like there could have been a couple of things to discuss or dissect, but they kind of stop it. Especially one with the trainer and the father. It felt like that could have gone somewhere a little bit more in the third act, but they decided not to do it. Probably with respect, because I don't think they want to push it so far, because as a teenager, 17-year-old trying to support her own mother, her sister with a kid, her dad who just got out of prison, and at a point in when they are dogging on this trainer who's doing everything for free, saying this is your fault that we don't have money. It's like, yo, there's a fire in your belly. You're just like, you just want to punch people like that, where it's like, you come out of nowhere, it's like you won a lottery ticket, or someone else won a lottery ticket, and you're like, oh, don't you remember me from 15 years ago? It's like, those are the people I truly hate. But this director, this is her first time directing, but it's not her first time, behind a camera. She's been a cinematographer for, I want to say, close to, 15 films, and has done a couple of TV shows. This is her first time directing a movie, and it's hard to tell that's her first time because it's really well shot. And, of course, cinematography. The acting, fantastic overall, through and throughout. This is a gritty movie too, where Barry Jenkins doesn't really pull punches. He knows where to push, but he also knows where to back off just a little bit, because there are scenes where you kind of want to go into what happened to her when she was extremely young, and we kind of dive a little bit deep into it, and we kind of pull back because I don't think Barry Jenkins this is not appropriate. We need to tell her a little bit about herself, but not so much where it's over, just overly done. And Barry Jenkins does a great job with that. Also with the dynamic with her and her mom, her and her dad, her and the trainer. And I think her and the trainer, I think that is the one where I kind of felt bad for the trainer, because he has his own family. He's, training 700 plus kids for free, and everyone's just dogging on him. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your not fault. They didn't go to China with me. It's your fault. This is your fault. That's yo, give this man a fucking break, yo. It's at a point, it's I'm surprised he didn't just be I'm done. I'm done with everything. There's a point where you're going to do it, because there's a point in the bar when he meets the father, and she's just oh my God. But no, like I said, Barry Jenkins does a great job when it comes to the overall aspect of her getting the medal and things like that. And, there is a lot of, interesting things happening with Caitlin Clark, probably with Miss Shields and other people as well. But at a point, it's a business decision as well, which this is a little bit different than WNBA, because the Olympics, it's not about viewership. It is about training people and other aspects of brand recognition. With WNBA, that is something that it's a continuous yearly thing. Of course, Olympics is every 4 years for winter and summer Olympics. But with WNBA still losing $40 million a year, Like, that's just a stupid investment, personally. Like, at a point, is it worth the squeeze? And people are like, how dare you say that about why men and women don't get the same pay bump? Well, because people would rather watch NBA, even though I did watch a clip where it was like the Lakers and someone team, they just kept shooting threes and they kept missing. You're just like, how is anyone watching real sports anymore? I'm more of a college person, so like the pros, I don't really give two shits about the pros personally. But yeah, talking about this movie, it's well shot, it's well crafted, it's well liked. I truly dug what was on screen. I was entertained through and throughout. Yes, the third act, like I said before, it felt like it was either rushing and slow at the same time, because it was rushing to try to say what she is doing with each of her characters, with their mom, trying to pawn off something, trying to, help her sister with the kid and things like that with her dad. But then it's also like they try to do that quick, but it's also a kind of a slowly done where it's like, okay, we're going to prom, we're doing this, we're doing this. It's like, at a point, I'm more entertained with the trainer storyline with hers. But that's okay, because I think each person is going to come out with this differently. And let's say Olympics, I love watching the Olympics, so that's probably another up for me, because it just sucks me right in, because I love supporting America. So the Fire Inside will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 90%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. So it looks like we have a critics 97%. Wow. With 29 of them, critic consensus: equal, measures, inspiring, and enraging. This typical sports drama knows how to take a hit and dole them out with enough emotion and vigor to stoke the fire inside. The actual consensus, I like to get the actual, you know what I'm trying to get at. Go to critics. Oh yeah, it's actually a 74%. So a lot of people, it's a lot of positives, but it's not like great positives. So anyway, 97, my 90. Chase out here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Northing's Bhutontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Watch us take tomorrow, week from now, month, or a year from now. Go free. One of you. Peace and love. Peace, love. And yeah, just hand over your heart, hat off when the national anthem comes on. It's all about that respect.